Hi, this is Sheila with Stampin' Wishes, and welcome to my studio. Today we're going to be doing some really cute little boxes. Let me bring them in. I've been seeing these on Pinterest, and I thought, oh my gosh, wouldn't these make some really cute items? I've got a craft show coming up in November, and I thought they'd make real good ones because it's a little 6-pack for your candy and would make great little gifts for anybody. Here's one for Halloween, trick or treat. Here's one just for Christmas, season's greeting, and be real easy to put a to and from behind here. And this one I had gone ahead and put it on with dimensionals, but I should have just put it on here so that and made it where it could flip around and put the to and from. But anyway, I thought they were good designs, and I've decided we're going to do one today that they're fast and easy. And I thought about name tags. I usually have Thanksgiving and Christmas here, and since Thanksgiving's our next one, I thought, why not? Let's do a Thanksgiving nameplate tags type of setting. Okay, so let's go ahead and get our measurements. We've got a piece of and on your short side you're going to do a 1/2 inch on each side. Okay, so we're just going to take our score and do our turn it around and do a 1/2 inch on each side. And I am using designer paper. This works great. The other ones I did was with cardstock. So then we're going to do 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 3 inches, and 4 inches. Then we're going to flip it all the way around and do our 1 inch, 1.5 inch, and our 3 inch, because we've already done our 4 inch, so we only had to, by reversing it around like that, we get what we need out of it. So let's go ahead and put this aside. I don't believe we need it anymore. And let's get our bone folder out, and we're going to go ahead before I cut it. I kind of like to do my burnishing, and it helps me see where I'm going to be cutting and everything. All right, so let's go ahead and burnish these sides. Now when you get to doing your, I think you can see from in here, these particular ones, don't be burnishing like these, all these pieces in here. Leave that to the end. What we want is down here that we're working with right now. Okay, so let's just go ahead and do this real quick, and this one real quick, and this one, and this one. Okay, then for cutting, let me bring my little snips in here. For cutting, we're going to take and let's see if you can see where the score line is here. We're just going to go right in to that score line on each side, and then we're going to do our normal little, we can either do a triangle, or what one of the girls at a recent retreat, Devette, showed us is she takes her corners out, just one corner like that, and then this will be the fold. And I thought it was real neat, it was clean, and instead of doing the little niches. So that's what we're going to do. And then on this side you want to trim up to the first fold line, just straight up, no wedging or anything like that. And then you're going to come over here and again cut up to this, and then just cut out an angle. Okay, and then we're going to flip it around, do the same thing to this side here, cut up, it makes, like I said, for folding and everything, it makes a neat little deal. Now I want, you could use obviously any piece that you want, but I want the wood to show on the outside of this. And so this part is going to be the little nugget edge, and I'll go ahead and fold this in the center. Now if you wanted to at this time, you could take a punch, and I don't know if I left my punch over here, let me look real quick. If you wanted to put a little handle in there, which would work fine like I did for this one over here, this would be the time to do it. You'd want to go in here and don't go all the way, you know, past as far as it'll go. You have to see where your score line is and kind of back it up and make sure it looks like it's about even, and then you'd punch it at this time before you put the box together. But we're not going to be doing that because I want the solid pieces. So I'm just going to come in here And since this is going to be my inside here, then I'm going to fold these panels down first and put some adhesive on it. So let me bring my adhesive in here. And I do have mine in a small hobby type bottle because I just find it works better for me to handle, and I don't get quite as much adhesive at one time out, so that's why I like to do that. But anyway, you want to make sure whatever side, if you're using designer paper, whatever side you want to keep in there, that you're going to, no, I'm not having, but you're going to want that inside here, okay? All right, so now we can go ahead and do our little boxes that are going to be on the outside, and you want to fold that up. And what's going to happen, and I'll show you this, is we're going to bring and put the adhesive here, and then it's going to come up here. We're going to put it on the inside there, and then this all kind of comes together, and that's how you make little panels, okay? So while this is out, let's go ahead and do this, and you can kind of see how all this is going to come together. And then because this flap's going to go behind this flap, then I put my adhesive right here, okay? And I've got my fans on, is why I keep putting this lid on so quickly, because I don't want it to dry out in that needle point area. Okay, so I'm just kind of squaring this off and putting my finger in there where that I can press between the two for just long enough for it to see how it moved over a little bit, and I want it to be squared, so I want to make sure that I hold it down long enough for it to take hold before I do my other side. I think they're called Andre mints, and make them a mint in there, because after dinner that's what everybody's going to prefer eating. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and we can glue this together, or we can cut our little corner pieces. I find it a little bit easier for me to handle it if I go ahead and snip these on out. You want to do it at a diagonal like so, and it makes it easier when it's not adhered down. I can get my scissors in a little bit better at an angle. Okay. Can we do this on each side here? Sometimes it's better on scissors if you come in, especially when you're one, left-handed or right-handed, depending on what it is, to come in at an angle like that helps a lot. Okay, so then we've got our box together. Now we want to put our adhesive, our tear and tape. Let's see what I did with it. Maybe I put it, yep, there. It's hidden back here. Move my cutter over and bring my tear and tape in. And I'm going to do a piece here at the bottom, because you only need it, because the two sides are going to go together. So you only need it at that top and bottom. And then I'm going to bring it into the top here so that I get a good closure in that as well. Go ahead and make sure that's down real good. And let's bring your, take your pick and come in here and lift this up real quick. I always say if I'm not on film, then these things work real easy, but then when you get on film, it's like, I don't know, you just kind of not as easily done. Okay, so I want to try and even this out, try and get it as even down here, okay, and then we bring it in this way, and that way if you need to burnish this a little bit differently, if it's not fitting here, then we can. But look how cute. Now, I don't know if you see what I see, but that geared up stamp set that we have, wouldn't this make a cute toolbox for somebody? I think it would. All right, so I've got some pieces over here. I want to show you how I did it. I cut a piece that's 1 inch by 3 1/4 inch, and I like to take and do a little fold like that. It makes it curve around the candy a little bit easier. And then I bring this in here and hold it, and then bring my adhesive in. I'd already closed it up. Let me open it up again and put me a little adhesive here. And I do kind of like using the adhesive on it a little bit better than I do the tear and tape. For one, it's more economical, but two, it just seems like it holds better for some reason. Okay, so that's how you do your little nuggets, and you can do them different colors. I could have reversed that and made it a different color. You could stamp your little 1 3/4 inch pieces with our stamps, because look at this one stamp set we have where I put it. I don't think I left it out. There's one of our new ones that if I come across it before the films, oh, here it is. I knew if I dug down far enough. This particular To Every Season, it comes with a set of punches as well. But let's say, for example, this is my husband, Kermit, and that's going to be his name tag. I used that little Cajun Craze with this little stamp there and made his little name tag. And so you could do that even on using say your white or your vanilla cardstock and stamp a bunch of your little leaves. It would be precious in there. So don't forget your little stamps like that. They really come in handy. The little snowflakes for Christmas would be a nice one to do. So here all of our 6 nuggets fit real nicely in there, and I went ahead and chose, mine was a variety pack, and I thought the copper just really looked nice in there, so I did that. And then I want to use a little bit of ribbon here, I believe, and go around it. I just think it would look real pretty and rustic, and that's what the look I'm looking for, because we're going to put our little turkey there, and then I'll decide before we get done if I bring the name tag in here, which I think is where I'm going to put it, and I think that's going to look really, really cute once this is colored. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring our ribbon around here, see how much we need, and take and snip off. It's about, I think I measured, it's about 8.5 inches is what you need there. And I'm going to take some of the tear and tape I found to be the easiest. Let me go ahead. I love this new ribbon. It comes in a dual pack with the Cajun Craze. And I don't know if I have it handy where I'd show it to you. Here it is. Okay, so here it comes together, ribbon, combo pack, and I'll have all of our measurements and products popping up on the screen during the filming when I go to edit it, so you'll see it all. But isn't that pretty? See, that matches real well, so you could bring a design around that way, or if you're putting in a tag on, which would be another thing, this would be gorgeous with that paper, designer paper, which is from that particular suite. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this off and pull this down, get our, it's a little bit harder to handle when you're dealing with the ribbon because it's not as stiff as your cardstock, but once it starts, it'll come off real nicely. There we go. I think I got the edge of it. I did. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to bring this along the side over here, and then I want to try and keep it as even as I can as I come around so I don't get it. And I'm using my top as my kind of measurement, coming around to keep it as even as I can, because when that tape goes down, as you know, it's there for good. And it looks like I went a little bit too long, so I'm going to cut it right here. Let me bring that up and just give it a nice straight cut. There. Isn't that cute? All right, so let's color our, and I'll probably speed it up during the coloring. I hadn't even really planned on any colors with this, so I think we'll use some of this should be our crumb cake, so we'll use that. And let's see if we've got some soft suede. Here's our soft suede. And I need a little bit of a pumpkin. There's our pumpkin. And let's see. I think we're going to use some pretty green in it. And those are pretty fall colors. Or I could use the Cajun Craze too. which would bring out the Cajun craze in that. So let me bring those colors over. And I may do, yeah, here we go. Just in case I wanted, I'm going to have it handy there in case I decide to do the little apron with it, okay? So I'm going to go quiet here while we color this in. See if that's gonna, I think that'll be real cute like that. Or I can bring it out here. I think out here is best. Don't you think so? Let's see, if we did it here, I could bring him down a little bit. I do kind of like it back there. That's where I'm going to put it. All right. So anyway, what I was getting ready to tell you is that I'm having a drawing for every time somebody shares my YouTube channel or my blog and leaves a time over the next, I'll have the drawing at the end of the month, and it's for a free stamp set. All right, to sum it up, either on both or one of my YouTube channels or blog, stampingwishes.com, leave a comment, share, like, and subscribe, and I'll add your name to the drawing. The drawing will be held September 30th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on my Facebook page, Stamping with Sheila's group. Be sure and request to join the group for the live drawing and other live sessions I'll hold. Thank you for stopping by. Happy creating, and God bless.